Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. My name is Shane Freeland and I'm here to talk to you about sustainability, specifically at the university level. The name of my project is Sustainability at LSU. So before we get started, I'll tell you a little bit about how I composed my project. So I use Flickr photo sharing. It's a website that I use personally to share my photos. I consider myself a photographer. I'm very passionate about photography, and this is one way that allows you to connect with photographers all over the world. I use my own personal account, Shaney314, and I made a photo gallery, and the photos composed of examples of how LSU is going and making the efforts to create a sustainable campus for its students and faculty. So I chose this topic because I'm interested in sustainability and universities and their responsibility to society. So my interest with sustainability kind of started this summer when I was in Paris. I had traveled to Paris with my grandparents, and I just noticed how all the efforts that the city was putting into creating a sustainable living space for its residents and for tourists. It started, the first example my grandpa actually pointed out. We were leaving the airport and going to our hotel, or our house, and our Uber driver, his car came to a stop and it just cut off. And we noticed that every time his car would come to a stop, it would cut off. And he asked him, like, is this a diesel car? Because you see in America sometimes electric cars will cut off whenever they come to a stop, but recently Paris has made it so that diesel and electric cars cut off in efforts to reduce fuel use and consumption. And that was just one of the examples. There are a bunch of different examples in bathrooms, all the toilets, the sinks, the lights, the hand dryers, they all were automatic. So it gave you the right amount of water, the right amount of air. Electricity was motion censored in the bathroom, so you walk in, the lights come on, you walk out, it doesn't detect anyone for a bit, and it cuts off. The toilets actually were labeled number 1, number 2 to reduce water usage, which I thought was interesting. And so that's what got me interested in sustainability. As for at the university level, recently this year I was kind of wondering, like, the reason for universities. Like, what purpose do they serve? Obviously, they give you the means to excel at your job and give you an advantage in the workforce. But to society, like, what do they owe them? And I think that I came to the conclusion that it was to give you the knowledge and the means to live as an informed citizen and to make the right decisions that will help propel humans forward in the future to progress. And so one way, and to solve problems. And one problem that we're facing is climate change, and it's the university's responsibility to give you the means to solve these problems. And one way is to change behavior. And one way that you can do that is by creating sustainable living space for your residents, like Paris. And so LSU is one of those living spaces that has the opportunity to do that as well. So I took pictures on campus of ways that our school is doing that. So these blue trash cans, these are recycling bins. Obviously, you can't go 10 feet without running into one, which is nice when you're encouraging people to recycle. It makes you think twice about what's recyclable and what's not, which is the whole point about it. And that since they're so frequent and everywhere, that it's like, hey, recycle. Like, why not? So that's one way. So these trash cans, you've probably seen them. These are solar-powered trash compactors. It's an effort to reduce waste on campus. They use the sun to compact trash, obviously. So when it does that, then it's pushing all the trash down, which reduces waste, which means that people don't have to go refill the trash cans and haul off the trash as much throughout the day, which means there's not as much trash to be transported, which is a successful thing that LSU is doing. They pay $4,000 a month, so they lease them out from this company, but they're saving a lot of money down the line anyways by not having to pay the trash companies and people to go and spend their time collecting the trash. LSU is encouraging people to dispose of batteries and other hazardous materials properly. This is a recycling bin in the Middleton Library that can be found. They're all over campus. It just kind of gives you a different place to throw your batteries away as opposed to just throwing them in the trash, where they will end up in a landfill and cause more harm than as if they were in this trash can, wherever they send these to. It's just better. These are water refilling stations. They can be found on certain water fountains. This one was actually taken right there in my hall. I'm looking at it right now. It is in an effort to reduce waste and plastic trash on campus. And anyways, these lights, these are like what I was talking about in Paris. This is actually taken in my bathroom. It's the automatic lights, the motion sensing lights. You walk in, they turn on. You walk out, they don't detect anything for a while, they turn off. Energy Star, LSU has recently partnered with Energy Star. In 2015, they partnered with this company to reduce energy consumption by 30%. So basically, it was So I don't know if it was just in 2015 that they were trying to reduce 30% of energy consumption, or if they were trying to set a goal in the future. But 2015 is whenever they partnered with this company to reduce energy consumption by 30%. And this was actually taken on an ice machine in my kitchen. And it was just, you can find them on certain large appliances on campus that are energy efficient. This is a bus stop right in front of Barnes & Noble right on the street. It's to represent the transportation systems that LSU has set on campus for its students. By having these buses, they have like 10, 15 buses on campus that carry students all over to different places on campus and to surrounding areas. Basically, it's just kind of letting them know, like, hey, a car is nice, you could be using a car right now, but the bus just works just as well, which will probably be increasingly important in the coming years, as most of the populations will be living in cities. So they'll be trying to get as many cars off the road and encourage people to use mass transportation. So that's just one way that what LSU is doing now could encourage people to make an alternative decision in the future. So I asked a couple of people how they think LSU is doing when it comes to their sustainability efforts. This is Jordan. He commented on the recycling that LSU is doing and how you can't go 10 feet without running into one of these recycling bins, which is nice because he said that it makes him give it a second thought whenever he's throwing something away. He asks himself, is this recyclable? And he makes the decision according to whether or not it's recyclable. Ava said that she thinks that LSU is doing all right. She thinks that LSU could be spending a little bit more money. Maybe it's not spending money in the right places. Example, the $4 million upgrade that we're getting to our Tiger Stadium. That's nice, but you could be spending that money towards sustainability efforts. Will said that he thinks that LSU is doing all right, but where are the solar panels? Where are the wind turbines? Yeah, it costs a lot of money now, but down the line, LSU overall will be saving money, and they can say that, hey, look at us, we have solar panels, we have wind turbines, we're pretty cool. Anyways, that's my project. I just wanted to let you guys know the efforts that LSU is creating the efforts that LSU is making towards creating a sustainable campus for its students, and hopefully how that could trickle down the line and change their behavior and to make more sustainable decisions when they're on their own in the future. Which I think the point that I was trying to make was that it's kind of the whole reason behind universities is just kind of encouraging the right behavior that'll push humanity in the decision that it needs to go, which this is the decision, or this is the place it needs to go, considering climate change and pollution and how that's impacting us now and how it will be impacting future generations. Anyways, thank you. Any questions, anybody? No? All right, thank you. Have a good day.